events. Let's turn now to the president's plan to take down ISIS. This morning, key allies are joining the fight, even as that terror group released a new video over the weekend showing the brutal murder of a British hostage. NBC's chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel, is in Istanbul, Turkey this morning. Richard, good morning to you.
Good morning. Secretary Kerry says dozens of nations are now joining a coalition against ISIS. But in many ways, bombing ISIS is the easy part. The hard question, which is still unanswered, is what happens next.
The administration is building a war coalition. Secretary Kerry in Paris today. He's sounding increasingly optimistic that there's now a broad consensus to take military action against ISIS. The administration's plan is a three-pronged attack: build a coalition, strengthen the Iraqi army and Syrian rebels, and then weaken ISIS with airstrikes. ISIS doesn't seem concerned. In fact, it's goading the world into a fight, releasing a video Sunday of the beheading of a British aid worker, David Haines. His brother Michael honored his life.
My first reaction could be one of hatred. But my brother's life wasn't about hatred. It was about love for all men.
10 Arab countries have already pledged support for the U.S. attack plan, and a State Department official says some are willing to participate in direct military action. The King of Saudi Arabia said ISIS, if unchecked, could attack the United States in months. Some experts say the group's most effective weapons are its thousands of foreign fighters.
With the army it's building inside of Iraq and Syria, it can launch attacks not merely on neighboring countries like Saudi Arabia and Jordan, but also international targets in Europe and the United States.
But not everyone agrees bombing ISIS is the solution. ISIS is born of a much larger conflict between Shia and Sunni Muslims, a conflict that U.S.-led airstrikes won't resolve.
This is not a problem of terrorism directed at the U.S. It's a problem of an Arab world in total war for religious reasons.
How much of a threat ISIS poses to the United States is disputed. So is its size. Estimates range from 10 to 30,000. Also disputed, the long-term effectiveness of the administration's plan.
Despite those unanswered questions, this coalition is moving ahead. France said it has flown its first surveillance missions over Syria. Matt, Hoda, back to you.
Richard Engel, sorry about that, Richard. Thank you very much. In Istanbul, Turkey this morning.